Hi, my name is Robin B.
I'm Kay.
And we're here from the chat, and thank you so much for being with us once again. Please leave your comments. Give us some
Mm-hmm.
subjects when you leave your comments as well to talk about anything you might be interested in. Please like, share, and subscribe. And
How's it going out there?
how's it going now? I was trying to think of it. How's it going out there? Go ahead, Kay.
Okay, so I was trying to explain to you. I have been reading a bunch of articles on people who have passed away, gone to the other side, and come back to this side, and what the author that I'm following, he has done hundreds of these things, and the ones that I read all have the same experience, which is when they go to the other side. Some people see the tunnel, some people see the light,
Right.
some people see other spirits out there. I'll give an example. A woman was riding a bike. She got hit. She hit her head when she landed on the ground. EMS came. They were working on her. And the woman said at first she was in a lot of pain, then a pop, and she felt no pain. And she's able to see things in multiple directions at one time, including watching EMS work on her body.
Right.
And her first thought was, this is weird, you know? And then she said she felt something pulling her. And she was kind of struggling against it. And then a thought popped in her head and said, you're all right. So just relax. So she relaxed and zoop, she was able to see colors that she had never seen before. The grassy knoll that she was on, every blade of grass was communicating. She said there were colors, sensations. She could see in all directions. She was being bombarded with all kinds of information telepathically, and that if a thought popped in her head, boom, the answer was right there. And so she said she was raised Christian, but she was not an active Christian.
Right.
And the next thing she saw was this huge bright light in front of her, and it was multiple stories high. And even though it was 10 million times brighter than anything she had ever seen, it was not hurting her to
Right.
look into it.
Right.
And that's when she realized that she was face to face with God, but who she identified as Jesus. And she said he welcomed her, and it was an overflowing sense of love. That's the only thing that she could describe. Love more intense than anything she had experienced on earth. And then she said there was her life review. And when she saw the book with the life review, she started getting, what have you. And the love just got even stronger. And she said the mind blowing thing was when something they reviewed it, she not only experienced from her side, but from the other people's side. So when she's arguing or yelling at someone, she is feeling their reaction, their hurt, their anger, why is this happening to me? She's experiencing that, and she's the one who's causing that sensation. And she said it blew her mind. And everything they went through, she was experiencing good, bad, indifferent, what the other person went through. She let somebody go in front of her in a grocery store. That person was, frantic, had to get out right away. And she just let them go, and they were able to do what they needed to do. It was inconsequential to her, but
Right.
a major life impacting thing for that person. So when she said she absorbed all kinds of knowledge, she saw loved ones, and she started going towards them, and she said her mother did like this, and she's like, what? And then she was told it was not her time to fully come over. She had to go back because she had not fulfilled her life purpose. And she's like, what's my life purpose? boom, the answer came to her. And she's like, but I know nothing about that. And then boom, she is back in her body. She is the people are, working on her chest, and she opens her eyes and they're like, she's back. And then they put her in the hospital, in the ambulance, take her to the hospital. She's in a lot of pain, but at the same time, she's like glowing internally because she's like, what did I just experience?
Right.
And when she gets to the hospital, she had broken bones, injuries, this, that, and the other. But her healing took less than a week. And it amazed the doctors. They were like, you came in here, and now we have to discharge you because everything is doing what it's supposed to be doing. And she said when she talked to people about it, you know how we get, right? Yeah, sure, what have you. So she stopped doing that, but what she ended up doing is researching other people who had died and come back. There's a whole community of them, a whole lot of communities. I mean, people who were children and it happened to come back, and they say one dude said it took him 50 years for his time of purpose to come back, to come up, so he could fulfill what he was supposed to do. But he had died when he was 4 years old and came back. It's fascinating to me. And I tend to believe it,
Oh yeah,
because
I mean, it's too many encounters of the same thing, not to
yeah,
believe that there's some kind of truth to it. You
yeah,
know, whether, God, the light, universe, whoever you
yeah,
might believe in, there's something there. I mean,
yeah,
like I noticed something you mentioned about the blades of
mm-hmm,
grass.
mm-hmm,
Well, that was created by something. I sit here and I look at the tree all the time. I tell you, it's
mm-hmm.
it's amazing because the same entity
God or high
or
entity.
universe, higher
Yeah.
being that helps the birds or create that grass, created us as well. So it has to
Mm-hmm.
be something,
Mm-hmm.
whether whatever you believe. I believe that there is, so,
And you know,
and the
I
stories are too similar
yeah,
to be true. So
yeah. We are surrounded by a living planet. We may think the tree doesn't feel anything or the tree doesn't do anything, but it's taking our CO2 and turning it into oxygen so we
right.
can continue to breathe kind of thing. I'm sure they feel pain, like plants, birds, animals. I think everything has a soul. I
Yeah.
think the earth has a soul. We
Mhm.
just don't want to think about it. But there are laws to this universe. Every action has a
Reaction,
reaction.
exactly. I do believe that. That's true.
The correspondence of as below, as above, so below. Just laws of life. And instead of us fighting about stupid things, why can't we study it peacefully together? But
Well, some people are trying, and
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, some
I
people
hope
coming
I
to that
truly hope we
realization.
get to a point that we can do that.
Yeah, that would be
Um,
that would be awesome.
And for those of you who think I'm a kook, I have another t-shirt given to a friend of mine that says my therapist gave up. So
Well, anyway, thank you for your input, and I really like that subject. We might dig in a little bit deeper,
okay.
a little bit
All
later.
right.
But thank you so much, Kay, for bringing that to our attention because I totally believe it. I mean,
Okay.
like I said, I've heard that story about people floating and seeing, other things
Mm-hmm.
and watching what's happening to them as they're dying or coming
And
back.
reporting it back to the
Yeah,
people.
and coming back. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
as
thank you so much
verification.
for joining the chatter. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Thank you for your comments because that helps us to create more subjects.
Hmm.
And thank you for liking. Talk to
Yes.
you guys later. Bye bye from the
Bye.
chatter.